I have here on the line with me Gabriel Ramirez of Legacy Muay Thai in Sacramento. He has an amateur Muay Thai fight record of 7-3. He's currently the welterweight Muay Thai champ for the WFC, and he's taking on Rob McNamee for the IKF West Coast title at the next Bay Area Challenge on March 5th. How's it going, Gabriel? Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for coming on. So did I get that right? You're the welterweight champ, right, for the WFC?
Yeah, I won my first title fight this past, June.
Nice.
So, yeah, first title fight.
Good stuff. So you've been on a roll lately. I remember watching your first few fights several years ago. A little up and down in the beginning, and I really liked your style. Always looking to bang.
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry about that. I won my first fight, and I remember literally maybe a week after fighting my first amateur Muay Thai fight with a Muay Thai Global, I did your show.
Yes.
I fought a tough opponent, a guy from Martial Arts Gym. I had my first loss, but I mean, it was a tough fight. It was a close fight, and from there I kind of decided, I need to start working harder, and just kind of got me addicted to this, competing and fighting.
Yes. What I noticed is over the past couple of years, your game has totally changed. Besides what you just told me, which pretty much answers this question, I'm sure there's a little bit more to it. What do you think contributed to that?
I had moved from gyms, got more involved with my coaches and just try to be a humble, fighter. I was a wrestler and a boxer, so the Muay Thai game was new to me. So I knew I had a lot to learn, and so just kind of being more humble and being a good student and listening and just working hard, I felt got me to this where I'm at right now.
Cool. So you just mentioned that you were wrestling and you're boxing. Let's talk about how you got into Muay Thai. How long ago and what drew you to it? Because if I remember, you were taking fights like left and right, no breaks for you. And that tells me you're on a mission. So what's behind that?
As a kid, I've always was a big fan of, Muay Thai. I remember seeing Kickboxer, Bloodsport, with Van Damme.
Yeah.
At the time, though, where I lived at, there was no Muay Thai gym. There was just boxing and karate. But I wasn't really drawn to karate. I wanted to be a fighter, and boxing kind of called to me. And once I got here to North Cal, Muay Thai was kind of like, the up and rising sport. And after I got into the Muay Thai gym, I fell in love with it, And like I said, man, I love to fight. I want to be, world champ one day. That's the goal. But, I love to put on a show. I love to have fun. It's my passion. So it just came natural, I guess.
Definitely. Now, boxing, for some reason, I don't know if it's the Mayweather, Conor McGregor thing right now, but it seems like it's making somewhat of a comeback. Do you feel like you might dip back into that?
I might, just to keep me busy, keep my hands good. Because I know, for me, like I said, I didn't start off with Muay Thai. I was a boxer and a wrestler. Mm-hmm. So I know when it comes to the Muay Thai, I still got a lot to learn. So I feel like I use my boxing to kind of help me, get my game going. It comes to Muay Thai. A lot of Thai fighters have very great hands. They're really good at clinch and elbows. And so my thing is I use my hands to kind of help me score points. Mm-hmm. But I grew up watching Julio Cesar Chavez. I'm a big Canelo fan. Arturo Gatti. So I think it is making a comeback. And if I'm good enough, maybe dabble a little bit here and there. I'll do it for the fun. But for now, Muay Thai is my passion. It's what I'm going for. But yeah, I might do a few boxing fights here and there.
Nice. Well, cool. So when you said you boxed, did you fight?
I competed a little bit as a kid. I did boxing for about 6 years.
Oh, wow.
I did it more for fun, and my mom wanted me to get into like a self-defense. I got bullied a lot in school, and so I was a small kid. So I kind of got into it for that reason, and then I kind of fell in love with it. So from there, I wanted to fight.
Nice. Well, now your opponent on March 5th, Rob McNamee. Do you know anything about him? Like how are you preparing?
I've seen him fight a couple of times. As a matter of fact, some of my sparring partners like Mikey Shaw, Al, they fought him before. So I've seen him come up, very, very well-rounded fighter. I respect his camp a lot. My buddy Aber, fought some of his guys on his camp. Right. So I know who he is. I know what he brings. For this fight, just train hard, work on my technique, and just be a smarter fighter. I know I got the power. I know I can work hard. So it's just going out there and putting my show on, pretty much.
Good stuff. That's good to hear. I spoke to him the other day, or actually earlier in the week, and he had a lot of good things to say about you. And I think at one point you might have fought on the same card before.
Yeah, we did actually. We fought, I think it was Muay Thai Global when Mikey fought him for the belt. That was, I think, my third amateur fight. Yeah, so I was still, pretty new to the game and learning. So, like I said, I've seen Rob in the fight world for a while, so I respect him a lot. It'll be a good fight. tough dude.
You know, you say new to the game and you got a lot to learn. Your record 7-3. That's saying that you got quite a bit of experience. At what point do you think I'm a contender at the top of this game right now? How many more fights do you think before you get to that point?
You know, for me right now, this amateur level was to get as many fights as I could, fight the tough fights. You know, I'm the underdog most of these fights coming in, which I love. You know, I'm a fighter. I've never been the greatest fighter. Like I said, I'm an athlete. I work hard, and to me, it's just putting in the time, learning, getting the experience is going to help me get to that. And for me, a big milestone would be winning a belt. You know, to me, winning a belt is a next step, you know, to getting better and becoming a world champ. So I think this fight right here, if I, you know, come out and do what I got to do, I think it'll kind of put me back up in that, you know, contender spot.
So now let's talk about your life outside of Muay Thai. For those that don't know much about you, do you have any other hobbies, passions, or dreams that you want to pursue?
You know, as a kid, I didn't really have much. Grew up in a little bit of poverty. So, you know, for us, we did a lot of sports. You know, we played outside, skated. You know, one of my dreams is, like I said, other than the fighting, you know, I want to open up a gym one day back in my hometown in Southern California. Brawley, little farm town, like literally 2 hours south of San Diego. Small rural area, but you know, I know a lot of my friends who couldn't really come out of that, you know, that situation, you know, ended up working or whatever. And you know, I would love to open up a gym one day and just kind of give back to the community. And there's a lot of tough dudes out there, a lot of tough wrestlers, a lot of tough fighters, you know, who are looking for that opportunity. And so I'd love to open up a gym to kind of help bring them up out of that, you know, situation of living.
Yeah, so you want to give back.
Yeah, man.
We're kind of in the same boat. That's one of the main reasons why I started Martial Arts Matters. Very similar purposes here.
Yeah.
Well, I meant to ask this when you first said it. You said you're mostly an underdog. How do you see yourself for this fight? Just from me looking, you know, he's super traditional Muay Thai. You are kind of a very aggressive fighter. You basically have the same number of fights. How do you see yourself for this one?
You know, like I said before, I started off with the boxing, so my thing was always my hands. But, you know, I've always loved the kicks. I've always loved the clinch. And so I've been working a lot on my clinch work. So, I mean, I want to show some of my, you know, traditional Muay Thai and show that I can, you know, fight with the Muay Thai guys. But, of course, like I said, I'm going to go out there, try to win the fight and just try to put on the show. So, I mean, we'll see what he, you know, throws back at me. But I'm just going to be out there, be smart, and have fun. Pretty much it.
So how do you feel? You feel on weight? Everything's going good?
Oh, man, everything's going good. Great camp. You know, I'm ready to just get this thing and weigh in and, you know, put on a show, man. Yeah, it's always that last week. It's kind of like a love-hate thing, you know, because, you know, you got to go through all the, you know, weight cutting and, you know, not be able to eat all the food. But at the same time, you're excited because, you know, you're this much closer to, you know, putting on a show and doing what you love to do.
Good stuff. Very well said. Well, that pretty much wraps it up. Is there anything that you'd like to add or give a shout out to anybody?
You know, I'd like to give a shout out to, you know, all my fans, all my family and friends, my coaches, my teammates, my girl who sometimes keeps me motivated, you know, pushes me and tells me not to eat certain things. So, but, you know, I just give a shout out to you, man. You know, you give me this opportunity to put on a show. I appreciate that, you know.
Of course, my pleasure. I'm excited for it to happen. And let's say for the people that want to follow you on social media, do you have like Instagram or Facebook?
Yeah, I got Instagram, Facebook. And Instagram, I want to say my username, or do you want to call it, as Gabe _ since day one. And on Facebook, you know, look me up as Gabriel Ramirez. You know, you'll see Legacy Muay Thai and all that. But yeah, man, I mean, I have my shirts too, so they'll have all my info. So if you want to add me or whatever, you know, yeah, man, give me a follow.
Good stuff. Well, I'm super excited. I think this is also going to be one of the top fights of the night.
I hope so. That's what I'm trying to do.
And so I'm looking forward to seeing that happen. Just the people on the poster alone would make up for
oh yeah, man, I'm excited to see some fights too. So
yes, sir. Well, that's pretty much it. I will see you on Saturday at weigh-ins. I'll see you there.
All right, brother, sounds good, man. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
All right, thank you.